Hey everybody, Gainesville, Georgia. Got to think about where I am. Man, listen, I just left a meeting with a South African, Seth Barnes, Andrew Shearman. These guys are world changers. They're people that God has called out to lay their lives down and to actually go change the world. And I have this thing in me, I believe that for all of us. You know, I've been wrestling with these shootings in Daytona and El Paso, and that's where America's going and where our youth are going. And I just want to be honest for a minute. Let me just tell you the truth. This is not a gun issue. This is not a physical issue. This is a spiritual issue. This is principalities and demonic forces coming against America and the world. This has very little to do with law and the government. And you know what? To be honest, let's just be honest with ourselves. The church is supposed to be doing what the government's trying to do. The government's gonna always suck at trying to be the church. And if the church would actually step up and be the church and release kingdom into communities. One of our guys here, Bob Mudd, the president of Adventures in Missions, read an article from an amazing guy about the Daytona shootings, and he said it. He said literally, this is not a gun control issue. This is a spiritual issue. And if some of his friends would have just been Jesus to him, if they would have just told him there's a different way. He confessed that he was a satanic worshiper and that he had no father and all these things. And guys, guess what? If we ask the question, God, why would you let this happen? And let's make more governmental controls. You're asking the wrong questions and saying the wrong statements. If you say, Father, what's my role? What am I supposed to do? If I meet a young man on the streets that looks down and is depressed, am I supposed to stop and talk to that person? Am I supposed to stop and say, where's your heart? What are you thinking? What's happening? And maybe if we did that as the body of Christ, as Christians, whatever that means, if we would just do that, if we would be God on earth, God with skin on, and ask the questions, maybe we could shift America. Maybe we could shift Europe and Asia and all of the world. And look, I am passionate about seeing a generation rise up and becoming Christ on earth. Not just becoming more like God, or God's not out there somewhere that maybe he's going to come and rescue us one day. Guys, this is on you and I. Look, we're going to start doing short-term missions again in the United States. We're going to start sending youth groups, middle schools. I was talking to a teacher today. She's a kindergarten teacher. She said they're so full of depression and anger that they can hardly teach them anymore. Think about that for a minute. It used to be high schoolers, and then it was middle schoolers, and now our kindergartners are so out of control that we can't even teach them. They won't even sit in a classroom and listen to what we have to say. Look, the whole system's broken, and it's going to take Christ people on earth to shift it, to change it. And so my challenge to you tonight, as I walk here on a Saturday night in Gainesville, Georgia, I've been preaching all week. I've been doing the thing. I've been with all these young people that are just broken and depressed and full of suicidal thoughts. My God, my heart's breaking. But yet, you know what? I have so much hope because you and I are the answer. You are the answer. If you'll just awaken your, Ephesians 1:18, let the eyes of your heart be enlightened. Look with your heart and not your physical being, not about the depression and the horrible things. Shut Fox off. I say this all the time. Shut CNN off and start to look the way God sees things and start to actually stop and care. Put your phones down. Look around the people that are in your neighborhood, across the street, the kids in your school. Teach your young people, teach your children to stop and listen and maybe talk to these young people that are having suicidal, demonic, horrible thoughts. And maybe we can rescue them. I love Psalms 34, 4 and 5. He said, I've broken all fear, not some fear, all fear in your life. And those that look to God are radiant. Their faces are never covered in shame. And all shame is if I really knew who you really were, then I might not like you. I might not love you. That's all shame is. If they really knew who I really was, they wouldn't love me. And God says, I'm going to break shame off your life. I'm going to break shame off a generation's life. And they're going to know that I love them in their sin. I love them in their debauchery. I love them in their holiness, in their religion. Everything belongs. I love them. And I'm going to walk them into truth, not relative truth, to truth. The truth is that you are a kingdom person, that God put you on this planet in 2019 to bring heaven to earth right now. Not to wait to escape to get to heaven, not wait to go somewhere someday, not wait that, oh my God, it's somebody else's thing. I'm not an evangelist. I'm not this. Thank God you're not an evangelist. I don't want to get people, I want to give them a ticket out of hell. I don't want to get people saved because they're fearful that they're going to go to hell someday. I want people's hearts to be transformed and come alive to the truth that the kingdom of God is now. That I can bring the presence of God everywhere I go because He is with me now. He's not out there. He's in me. And He's with me everywhere that I go. I am the will of God. I am these things. So guys, I just want to encourage you, man. Stop watching the news so much. I know it's ugly. I know it's true. I know all these things are real. I know that the medication, all the things we're doing, it's some of it's necessary. Most of it is not. Let me tell you something. We win this thing, there's hope, but it takes you and I to actually go bring that hope. It's not us asking God, why will you let this happen? It's us asking or saying to Him, I am not going to let this happen anymore. Stay with me. I love you guys. God bless you. Praying for you. Bye.